play 48 minutes of great Big Red football.
The funny part is we're a 2-point conversion away from not being there. We would have been in Canal Fulton because of Van Wert.
Well, Glenville scored too.
Okay.
They won by 9.
Oh, okay.
Who did?
Glenville scored in that game. If Van Wert would have won that game, you would have been in Canal Fulton against Jefferson. But I was following the game there. Glenville was up 7. Van Wert scored, went for 2 and didn't get it. Kicked off to Glenville, and Glenville scored on 2 plays. Yeah, they scored in 2 plays.
That's probably because Van Wert was probably dejected, for going for that too.
And I got to ask you, because me and guy in the press box Saturday disagreed. He said he goes, I'd go for it too. I said, if that game meant nothing, or it was a different game, I might go for it. But that game, to me, to try to get into the Final Four, and you got the momentum, you just go, I'm going for the tie. I mean, what's your thoughts on that?
It would be my gut. It would be my gut if I thought, and I'll tell you what, Boardman, 1998, we were 4-6, our only losing season since I've been at Big Red. And we scored and made it 21-20. And we were 3 yards from upsetting the number 5 team in the state. And I kicked it and it got blocked. But the team that we had, I thought gave us everything they can give us, and we were 3 yards from victory. I wish I'd have gone for the 2 then. So I think every situation's different, but I think about that all the time, and look at that. It's 20 years ago, and I still think about why didn't I go for 2? Why didn't I give our kids a chance for a big upset, and they end up 5-5 and not a losing record? And you live with.
Was that the kid that went to Pitt, the quarterback for Boardman that year?
Yeah, people don't realize that in sports, losing sticks with you a hell of a lot longer than the win. Now you can ask me what my favorite win is, and I'd probably tell you, but I could tell you losses they last a lot longer, and not just me, but I'm just saying that. For a game that didn't mean anything, for me to remember 20 years ago that if in that situation I should have gone for 2 and I didn't do it.
And we were winning at halftime in that game, if I remember too. Huh? We were ahead at halftime. In that game.
We were ahead or tied at every game that year, and when we ended up 4-6.
I mean, a lot of coaches talk about that going for 2. They had a nice little story on it. It's just at the time, what do you think? Coaches say, well, if I think I'm better than that team, I'll kick it. If I think I'm not, or my kids are tired, I'm going to go for it right here. I'm going to decide if I'm going to win it or lose it on this play right here. Yeah. Some coaches have cards in their pocket. They go, well, we're going to go.
Well, you can, they talk about analytics now. That card came out 50 years ago.
Yeah.
So that's part of analytics, but that doesn't mean that, just because that card says it.
Exactly. Doesn't mean it's going to work.
Does that card say if snow?
Correct.
If mud?
Yeah.
If this, if that. Yeah. No, that card just says go for 2.
I just like the one coach. He goes, well, give me a play what we're going to go for in 2. Well, I don't like that play. Give me another one. I don't like that. We're kicking it.
Yeah.
We're kicking it.
Yeah.
And I'm not. Let me ask you about that analytics, Coach. How do you feel? I mean, like the big baseball, especially analytics, football now. We're going for it on 4th.
Well, I'll tell you how accurate analytics is. It made a rule change in Major League Baseball. So you're not allowed to shift next year. Why? Because analytically,
they're correct.
They told you where to line up, and they're correct.
And they're correct.
So, but baseball is not a sport. Baseball is a pastime. Now, if we're talking about a sport in football, you got to go from the gut. You got to go from the gut. And I'm not saying that to be smart. I mean, every baseball coach I talk to, baseball is a national pastime. Mm-hmm. Bill, that's you guys.
I understand what you're saying. I understand
the only guy that doesn't feel that baseball is the pastime is Freddie. Freddie runs those guys and lifts those guys like they're getting ready to play a football game. So Freddie knows how to do things. Now, you guys that that clown around with stuff, and just part-time rent a coach.
Part-time rent a coach. Jeez.
Oh man.
Jeez. Hey, I've had.
But to answer your question, analytics, I think it's good to look at and think about. But you still got to go with your gut. I mean, if you have a tailback that's 270 pounds and they jumped offside, oh, maybe I'm going to go for 2.
Yeah.
But you got 145. That card doesn't know
Exactly.
your personnel.
That's why I like when we were talking to Jim Leland one night, and he was like, "Listen, I don't need that card. I'm going to do what my stomach tells me to
Yeah.
do."
Right.
But analytically speaking, it changed the rule in baseball.
Oh, no, Steph, you're not allowed to shift
Yeah,
no more.
right.
You're not allowed to
Because
shift.
that's how accurate it was.
Oh.
There were 13 players in Major League Baseball batting 300.
The guy for the Yankees would hit 400. The first baseman, he'll hit 400. Rizzo will hit 400 next year. He'll hit the
Because-
ball between first and second.
Yeah.
Because I'll bet you
But
45 of
13,
his outs
that's
were
not
outs
good
there.
for baseball.
No.
The way they're playing baseball today is not good for baseball, in my opinion.
Yeah.
There's too many plays. There's too many plays made where you don't need a defense. Strikeouts, walks, home runs, and you don't even need a defense for those.
Oh,
so,
I agree with you.
You know,
launch angle.
yeah.
I mean, that's
Now, getting back to just a couple more questions about Wyoming. They have
Yeah.
been in the playoffs for a while now, reading a couple articles on them. You know, like you said, they're 69-1 in the last 7
they're
years.
113-13 the last 10 years.
And the team that they played was pretty good, Taft. They
Oh,
were
yeah.
good defensively. I know that. I don't know nothing about offensively, but they were pretty good defensively. You know, so you're in probably for a big battle.
I mean, I hope we are.
Yeah.
That means we're there.
Yeah.
You know, if we can get to the fourth quarter, that means we're there and may the best team win. But if you told me Reno, let's start in the fourth quarter, I'd take it.
Yeah.
Because that back is good. That back is good. I mean, he can go the distance on any play at any time.
Can you compare him to a back you played in the past?
He's good. If I had to compare him to any back, I would say right off the top of my head that Dunn from Glen Oak.
No.
That went to Ohio State. I'm not saying that he's an Ohio State back because I don't know one back from another. I don't know what these guys are recruiting, but he just reminds me of Dunn from Glen Oak, and that was a long time ago. But I remember we were playing Massillon at that time, and they opened with Glen Oak, and that Dunn was their tailback, and so that's who I thought of when I saw him. Just like that number 20, that tailback for Carrollton reminded me of Presley.
Yeah.
You know, just guys remind you of guys, and they reminded me of Dunn.
well, Coach. We're going to let you go here. We appreciate, as always, your time.
No, thanks a
You know,
lot, man. I appreciate you guys too. Thanks for
you got a
having
busy
us.
schedule, and and hopefully, most definitely, this time next week.
I hope we're here next
We'll
week.
be here.
Talking about for a state championship.
Hope we're here.
Have a happy Thanksgiving, Coach. and
Happy Thanksgiving,
Have a great Thanksgiving
guys.
practice.
We'll see you
Thank you.
Saturday.
Yep.
It's
See
been
you
Coach
Saturday.
Reno Sockach, the 2 Mill Big Red coaches here at Biddingen. Folks, we'll be at Indian Creek High School at 6 o'clock. Friday night, Indian Creek girls will take on Sumo Catholic Central girls at 6 o'clock. Then at 7:30, Toronto Red Knights will take on the Indian Creek boys. So tune in Friday night, and then, of course, Saturday. State semifinals, Division IV, Sumo Big Red taking on Cincinnati, Wyoming, at Columbus Crew Stadium. Have a great evening, everybody.